What's going on, guys? So I'm going to show you the process to start getting the Aristo GTE upper to work with the GE lower. So first things first, you can see I made some marks on the GTE upper. The little circles there are how far out it needs grinded, so the gasket sits. So when you set the gasket on, if you look at all the marks, let's see, it's a pain to do. If you look, you can see where all the black lines are. That's how far I got to pick out each of those. A lot of you are thinking, oh, that's going to wear into the wall of the manifold. It's going to be weak there. Not really. If you take it at an angle and you don't go straight in and you take it at an angle, you're just going to level it out so it'll be a nice smooth transition. Then the only thing you need to do is drill out this part here. I'm just going to notch it out. Same with here, just notch it out, notch that out, notch this out, and then you'll be able to adjust the manifold to sit properly. Then from here to here, I'm going to have about an 1/8 inch of aluminum added. Same with here to here, here to here, here to here. Add an 1/8 inch of aluminum. That'll give enough for the gasket to sit on. Other than that, this hole, you just have to re-drill the hole on the lower intake manifold so that you can bolt this one up. And for these, you take a piece of aluminum like this and you have to marker line on this right about there. You just notch that out a little bit and the bolt will fit through. Probably going to want to run the bolt the opposite direction. Same with the other side. You just notch it out and the bolt will fit through. Drill this for the center bolt. Then you take some RTV and you put a very thin layer on both sides of the gasket, and then you stick it on, bolt it down, and it fits pretty nice. I have everything kind of ripped apart right now, so I can start tucking wires, and I have all the wires marked that I need to extend. But it's actually not too hard, guys. The throttle body plugs into all the existing wires. So here's the one for the back of that the cable connects to. So I know our cars are drive-by wire, but the cable that goes all the way to this motor, which controls the throttle body. So that plugs in. This one plugs in. And then the only other one you have to do is this one here. You got to extend this one. And that one plugs in. You don't have to buy a different throttle body. It all fits, and mine will sit right about there. And then I have a tube that'll run down, which I'm having my tubes made out of existing intercooler piping that I had. What else? Should be pretty much it. The only other thing you have to extend is this wire for the maybe you have to extend this for the O2 sensor, and then this wire for the mass airflow sensor, which I'm just gonna have it go down through this harness and then down to where I will have the sensor, which is gonna be right down in there. I did have to move the airbag sensor, but I will be able to put it back. I figured out that I'll be able to put it back. So it's pretty easy, guys. there is to it. You get a gasket kit, you make your marks. You're literally notching this out, so that'll be a U shape right there. Same with right here and over here. That one you could probably drill out, and this one you could probably drill out, but these you're gonna have to notch out, so it'll be easier. Add your aluminum. Maybe $100 to have someone add aluminum for you, and then you just grind it smooth so it's all flat surface. Check it with a straight edge. That's it. So I'll probably add to this video a little bit as I get it done and start putting it all together and putting it on the car. Alright guys, as you can see, well, number one, I'm drinking a fucking Miller Lite, and it's up there because my air grinder is throwing fucking metal everywhere. So as you can see, there was metal added here, right here, right here, and right here. Sorry I didn't video it, but I sanded this smooth with an angle grinder and 80 grit, 60 grit grinding wheel. So I sanded this smooth. I used the straight edge of my leveler to make sure it's straight all the way across, which it is. And now I'm taking my die grinder, and as you can see, I got one port done already. I marked it where the gasket sits, and I die grind out the area to port match the gasket, so the lower manifold matches the upper manifold. And as you can see, once it's on, see if I can get it lined up. So that's about where it'll sit, right there, and that's pretty damn close all the way around. I need to do a tiny bit more. Alright guys, so as I was saying before my fucking camera died, if you port match everything, I will line up this gasket to show you. So if you port match everything, as you can see, that's all ported. That's all ported. Everything pretty well lines up. So the hardest part is figuring out where the gasket needs to be on the GTE upper, so you can go ahead and port match it to the GTE lower. It's super time consuming, and if you've never port matched before, I don't suggest doing it, but as you can see, that's pretty close all the way around. So it'll all port match nice. You just gotta watch. I took it at an angle. I didn't want to go too far in because I didn't want to go into the runner and then have to add more aluminum to it. So as you can see, the main thing I did was add aluminum here, here, and here, and here. So when the gasket sits, it actually has a place to sit. There's at least a 1/4 inch to an 1/8 of inch of space all the way around. And on top of the gasket, I'm also going to use this on both sides of the gasket, so it will seal and there shouldn't be any leaks. Next is to paint this. Well, actually I have to finish drilling out the holes for the bolts, and then I gotta paint it, and that should be it. Alright guys, next video will be once it's on the car, painted and ready to go. The only other thing I have to do is this hole and this hole on the lower intake manifold. I gotta ream them out a little bit on the lower so I can put a piece of aluminum underneath there to help hold it down to the manifold, and drill this center one out. Alright guys. Alright, well, as you can see, that's the other hole I had to drill, so the center bolt of the GTE can also bolt up. These two, all you have to do is right about here, you just gotta ream this out, and right there, just bevel it out with a die grinder so you can get those two long bolts through, and take a flat piece of aluminum and make like a square washer and a nut, and that's how you'll clamp that down and clamp that down. This one, this one, this one, and this one, and that one all line up now. Other than that, I just painted the GTE upper, so that's nice and pretty. I have the throttle body painted. It's kind of dark over here. Throttle body's all painted, ready to put on. All my plugs lined up perfect. Got my hoses run right here for the power steering reservoir. So that was pretty straightforward. Yeah, almost done. Should have it up and running this weekend. Actually driving. I got the piping just sitting on there right now, not actually clamped or anything. The 290s that go right here are still at the shop getting welded, but I do have the pipe that goes straight down and the elbow right there. Alright guys, stay tuned. Appreciate anyone who subscribed, and yeah, you know, keep this car scene alive. There's not a lot of people that are into this shit anymore. Everyone wants to just pay someone to work on their stuff. That's no fun. Now everybody goes, oh, built not bought. Well, prove it. Alright. Well, so I'm porting, and I got a little port happy. I'll show you what I did. So when I made the marks on the GTE upper to the GE lower gasket, as you can see, I ported it all the way to the edge of the gasket. Don't do that. I ported too far in some spaces, and I ended up having to port the GE lower as well, so they all lined up. So just be mindful of that. Don't get too port happy. Whoops. Other than that, you can see I notched out right there and right there, so this bolt and this bolt can go all the way through, and then I'm going to build a bracket that comes across and ties them two together, and then I just re-drilled the hole in the center, and that's it, and she goes on. So alright guys, that's all I got for this. Once I get it on the car, I'll post some pictures on my Instagram at boost_technique, and probably post a picture or video of it running on there. I'm not going to do a whole YouTube video for that. Alright, thanks for watching.